Hi, my name is Patricia O'Grady, and my case was on D, who was in my second grade class during summer school. And then during the school year, I teach him on Saturdays. So D always had some sort of reading disability. His parents and I agreed, but we were getting him diagnosed, but it was taking a while. So this summer, D was diagnosed towards the end, like after the Go Project was over. So beforehand, he always struggled, but he always tried his best. So the pre-assessment went pretty well. So we have the word recognition where D was able to go through. So this one is the first B, where he did pretty well, and I was actually impressed because his spelling is just so horrible when we're doing writing workshop that I didn't know how he would do, and I really was like thinking he would have definitely not made it past the first one. So he impressed me with that. And it was interesting to see that he can read the words, but he can't spell them. This is where he started to get, it was a little rough for him. I mean, he was only getting maybe like, the one where he did 2D, he only got 25, he got 5 right out of 25, and that's where I was like, okay, I'll stop. And then the 2-1C, he got 16 out of 25, so I was like, maybe that's where I'll start. But I actually decided to start at the first B because he got 15 out of 20 right, so I started there. So eventually, he did pretty well. He did the first, and he only got under instructions, so I decided to keep going. So then when I eventually got to 2D, he actually did really well. This is where the frustration began, so I decided to stop. He was making silly little errors, just like he does with his writing. So, for example, he was getting stuck on names, and I find that like silly when students get stuck on names. So I told him, just say Mr. O from now on, because he was getting really stuck and he was getting really nervous because I was testing him a lot. And we were going through like reading and passages and questions, so I guess it just started to get a little bit tiring for him afterwards. So he was adding words. All the circled words are the ones that he was getting wrong. I put in words that he was adding, so he said like he couldn't understand the word treasure. He called it a two-saw, which treasure and two-saw like different sounds. So in the beginning, his parents and I thought he might be dyslexic. So this is where like this came from. But like we discussed, like it's not a good idea to diagnose or label a child before you know exactly what they have, because you don't want to misdiagnose them and try to help them in a way that's actually not helpful. So their parents were getting him diagnosed, but I knew he had some sort of reading disability. So in that way, I was trying to help him. So you could see that it says, detected, he just said D. He was trying to sound out just like the beginning sounds, which was great. Like that was a strategy that I taught him, to take the words or like tap it out, because we do foundations. But he was having a lot of trouble. The comprehension, like I said, could have gone much better, but if he can't read the passage, then obviously he's not going to be able to comprehend any questions. So like that was a problem. So like I was giving him half a point for some things. Like one of the questions was like, who is Mr. O? And it says the person who ran the after-school program in the park, and he said a teacher, which I gave him half a point because like he had an understanding that it was somebody that stayed with them and taught them in the after-school program. So I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt for this one. But I mean, what is the mystery Mr. O has for the children? Like he didn't know those words. He didn't know what the word treasure was, so he couldn't answer those questions to his full extent or like his full comprehension. So I actually think now that we know his diagnosis, which I'll discuss after this, we can help him more. And you can see like the silent reading, totally, he didn't do well at all on the comprehension. And then eventually he got to the frustration. He was self-correcting, he was using words parts, he was using letter sounds, so that was good. Now, during the 5-week program, I did this the first week, D began to just like decline. I'm not sure, but he was having a lot of behavior issues, which I addressed to his mother, and she didn't know what to do. So at the end, he really didn't give his all, like at all. I asked him to do the word list again. He didn't want to do it, which was frustrating. But then I was like, you know what? Let's let's start again from the beginning, which he did. But then, which was interesting, he did not get to the level 2 2D. He only got to level 2 1C this time. And I think it's because when I did the post assessments, just like for the Go project, his math score went down, didn't try. His reading level went down, didn't try. His writing level, atrocious, like did not try at all. So I actually brought this to Mom's attention. Like you could see, like he was reading, but he just wasn't trying his best, because the first time he did it, he actually was able to like get through this as an instruction. Whereas this time he was able to get through, he got buffer, and then he got frustration for the last two, for the reading accuracy and the comprehension level. So he got frustration. So you could see like he wasn't trying his best at all. And at that point, I was also frustrated, and I didn't want to show him my frustration, so I stopped. So what actually happened is he's diagnosed as ADHD, and also his mom said he's borderline autistic, which I actually think he is. Well, he's autistic. He's 100%. I mean, like, he does things and he doesn't know why he's doing them, and he's like genuinely like not sure. So I think that this coming October, when we start Go Project again on Saturdays, I'm going to really have to look into some serious interventions, and I might consider my own that I created to use for D, because he needs a lot of help. He should be in 4th grade, and he's going into 3rd grade, and he's actually not even at a 3rd grade level. I would say in reading, writing, and math, he's maybe approaching 2nd. So it's just a huge, it's a huge problem that hopefully I can help him with. This was a great, I love RRIs, and I'll consider using them with my students this upcoming September school year with my 4th graders. So thank you so much. It was a great class. Thank you.